Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Blaze, and today we're diving into a story of betrayal that goes far beyond a typical cheating scandal. This is a story about the devastating ripple effect of infidelity, the death of a core relationship, followed by the complete annihilation of an entire social circle. The OP found out his long-term girlfriend was cheating, but the true emotional punch came from the horrifying realization that his closest friends, people he trusted with his life, knew about it for months and deliberately kept the secret. Their silence was not just complicity, it was a profound act of social and personal destruction. This is a full marathon video detailing the moment of discovery, the painful, solitary rebuild, and the final, necessary confrontation where the OP cut out the cancer of his social life. The betrayal here is multilayered and intense. Get comfortable, because this is going to be a heavy one. If you are ready for this epic journey of heartbreak and self-restoration, please do me a huge favor and smash that like button and subscribe to the channel right now. Your support keeps these long videos coming. Hit that notification bell and let's get into this deep betrayal. Let's dive into the original post, where the OP pours out his heartbreak, grappling with a betrayal that went far deeper than he ever imagined. My girlfriend Clara and I were together for 5 years. We were the cornerstone couple of our large, close-knit friend group. We spent every holiday, every birthday, and almost every weekend with this group of 8 people I genuinely considered my found family. I trusted them implicitly. My life was a comfortable triad: work, Clara, and the group. The cheating discovery was brutal, but utterly simple. I picked up Clara's phone to check the time because my watch had died. It was unlocked. A notification from a messaging app popped up right as I looked down, and the preview contained a message that read, "Can't wait for our trip next month. Love you." The sender's name was Michael, a colleague she had always dismissed as weird and creepy. My world dissolved instantly. The air went out of my lungs. I didn't even need to open the app. I walked into the bedroom where she was watching TV and simply held the phone out to her, the notification glaring on the screen. The look of pure, paralyzing terror on her face was all the confirmation I needed. The denial was weak and immediate, followed by a torrent of manipulative tears and excuses. The relationship ended that night. The engagement ring, which I had planned to give her next month, went back into the safe. I packed a suitcase and left the apartment we shared. The pain of her infidelity was immense, but it was a pain I understood. People are weak, people make mistakes. I could process that single betrayal. The real destruction, the annihilation of my trust in humanity, came later. A week after I moved into a temporary sublet, I got a call from Ben, the friend I considered my closest brother. He was calling to check in, or so I thought. We were talking about the logistics of dividing our shared things when he asked, a little too casually, "So, are you going to confront Michael?" I stopped breathing. "What do you mean, confront Michael?" "How do you know who it is?" I asked, my voice barely a whisper. He stumbled, then went silent. He started with a pathetic, "Well, you know, people talk." I pushed him hard. I told him he had one chance to tell me the truth, or he was dead to me. The truth that spilled out was a tidal wave of secondary betrayal. Ben didn't just know. He knew *** for 3 months ***. He said Clara had confessed to him a while back and begged him to keep it a secret. Not only that, but he admitted that 2 other core members of the group, Sarah and David, also knew. They had all been meeting up with her, having dinners, sharing drinks, and talking about me, all the while knowing the truth of her infidelity. They had watched me talk about our future, watched me plan our next group trip, and offered false encouragement, all while knowing the truth. I hung up on Ben immediately. I called Sarah and David separately. Neither denied it. They offered pathetic excuses. "We didn't want to hurt you, it wasn't our business. We were protecting the group dynamic." Protecting the group dynamic meant protecting the lie and actively, knowingly participating in my long-term deception. They had all chosen to prioritize Clara's comfort and their own cowardly desire to avoid conflict over my mental and emotional well-being. The pain of Clara's infidelity was a single wound. The silence of my friends was a total system shutdown. The cheating made me lose a girlfriend. Their silence made me lose my home, my social identity, my belief in genuine friendship, and the very foundation of my security. I was completely alone, abandoned not just by a partner, but by an entire community that I had invested half a decade of my life into. I didn't argue with them. I didn't yell. I sent a final text to the entire group chat, including the people who didn't know. To the three of you who knew and kept silent, your silence was the greatest betrayal. You are no longer my friends. To the rest of you, you are guilty by association and by your continued silence after the fact. I'm starting a new life. Do not contact me. I left the group and blocked every single number and profile associated with them. The emptiness that followed was crushing. I had no one. I spent the next 6 months in what felt like total emotional solitary confinement. I didn't see anyone outside of my work and my therapist. The silence was overwhelming, a constant echo of the dishonesty that had destroyed my life. But in that silence, I found the space to rebuild from the ground up. I focused on myself. I started lifting weights obsessively, turning the emotional agony into physical discipline. I dove into a long-delayed professional certification, earning a massive promotion at work within 4 months. I sold the apartment, consolidated my finances, and prepared to move to a new city where no one knew my name or my past. My entire identity was decoupled from the toxic community that had once defined me. I realized my old life was built on a foundation of sand, supported by people who were, at best, selfish cowards, and at worst, active conspirators. The friend's silence was the greatest gift, ironically, because it showed me the entire group was toxic and needed to be purged. I didn't just lose my social life. I freed myself from a massive anchor of fake obligation and false intimacy. The path forward is lonely, but it is honest, and for the first time in a long time, my world feels real. The community on r/TrueOffMyChest was hit hard by the depth of this betrayal. Their anger was focused less on the girlfriend and more on the cowardly, complicit friends. Let's look at the initial, unanimous support for the OP. Midwest Mom of 3 said, "That is absolutely gut-wrenching, OP. I am so deeply sorry you went through that. You are right. The cheating is one thing, the conspiracy of silence is a betrayal that cuts to the core of trust. Those people are not your friends. You made the correct decision to delete the entire group. A lonely life is better than a life surrounded by liars. Focus on your promotion and your gym time. You are stronger than you know." This is a profound realization. The group of friends was not a support system. It was a conspiracy of silence, an ecosystem that prioritized the comfort of the cheater over the truth and the OP's sanity. The total cut-off was necessary for his survival. The emotional difference between the two betrayals is vast. The girlfriend betrayed a vow, the friends betrayed a core human bond. The OP is absolutely correct to feel that the friend's silence was the most destructive force. Financial Wellness Guy said, "The silver lining here is that your emotional trauma has spurred you into a major professional and physical glow-up. Use this energy. You lost 4 years of time, but you gained the clarity to build a new life unencumbered by fake people. Sell the apartment, move to a new city, and build a new, honest social life from scratch. That silence is the sound of your freedom, not the a-hole." The move to a new city is a highly recommended strategy in these situations. It provides a complete reset button, removing all the geographical and social triggers of the past betrayal. Software Engineer 92 said, "I've seen this dynamic before. They were afraid of losing the group dynamic more than they were afraid of hurting you. Cowardice is the true enemy here." Your final text was perfect, cold, factual, and final. You owe them nothing. Focus on that promotion. That's real, tangible success that no fake friend can take away from you. The analysis of cowardice as the core motivation is accurate. They prioritize their own social convenience over the OP's well-being, and they deserve the complete, permanent rejection he gave them. The initial post was a raw, heartbreaking cry of betrayal, but the update shows the incredible strength of a man determined to rebuild his life alone. This is the incredible, victorious conclusion where the OP finally finds peace. If you've stuck with me through this entire saga of broken trust, you deserve to see the final, honest outcome. Hit that like button and subscribe right now. This final act of self-restoration is pure gold. It's been 18 months since I hit send on that final group text, and the difference between my life then and now is staggering. The move to the new city was the most transformative decision I made. I sold the apartment, moved 800 miles away, and started a new job where no one knew my history. I deliberately sought out new hobbies and new people, building a social life entirely from scratch. The 6 months of solitude were the hardest, but the most necessary. It was in that quiet, honest space that I processed not just the loss of Clara, but the profound, almost spiritual death of my entire social foundation. I realized I had been living a lie, and the silence I experienced was the sound of the falsehood being completely purged from my life. The professional glow-up continued. The promotion I mentioned in the original post led to a huge career opportunity in my new city, and I am now a director at a major firm. I bought a small, beautiful condo that is entirely mine, a sanctuary where I control who gets to step inside. The physical transformation is complete. The gym is my therapy, and I am stronger, healthier, and more energetic than I have ever been. As for the friends, the silence was broken only once, and it was a pathetic, predictable attempt at reconciliation. About a year after the cutoff, Ben, my closest friend who knew for 3 months, sent me a long, self-pitying email. He admitted the cowardice, claiming he was under immense pressure from the rest of the group to stay silent. He asked to meet up, to apologize properly and maybe, eventually, rebuild a friendship. I read the email, and my reaction was nothing but cold detachment. There was no anger, no pain, just the clear, final knowledge that the person he was apologizing to no longer existed. He wasn't reaching out to me. He was reaching out to the old version of me, the one who would forgive and enable. I sent a simple, short reply. Subject: no. Ben, your silence caused a level of destruction that you cannot fix with an email. Your decision was a permanent one for me. I have built a new life based on honesty and integrity. I wish you well, but my new life has no room for the ghosts of my past. Please do not contact me again. I blocked the email immediately. That was the final, non-negotiable end. I have completely cut out the cancer. Clara and the entire fake friend group are now just a cautionary tale I share with my therapist. I have slowly, organically, built a new circle of genuine friends in my new city. These are people who celebrate my success, who are honest with me, and whose loyalty is not situational. I've started dating again casually, and I prioritize honesty, open communication, and emotional maturity above all else. I am not lonely. I am free and surrounded by genuine, hard-earned connection. The pain of the cheating faded, but the clarity provided by the friend's silence was the most valuable, painful lesson of my life. I lost a girlfriend and a group of fake friends, but I gained self-respect, a career, a new city, and the knowledge that I will never again build my world on a foundation of lies. The true solace is knowing that the person they betrayed is now living a life they are not good enough to be a part of. The silence worked, and it set me free. The update thread was a celebration of the OP's resilience and his successful new beginning. The community cheered his victory over his toxic past. Let's look at the final, supportive reactions. Random Redditor 123 said, "The email to Ben is perfection. Your silence caused a level of destruction that you cannot fix with an email. That is an instant classic quote." He reached out to ease his own guilt, not to genuinely repair the damage. You did the exact right thing to shut that down completely. The old you is dead, and the new you is thriving. Not the a-hole. The cold, final email is the ultimate act of self-protection. Ben was looking for emotional absolution, and the OP gave him a statement of unchangeable fact. His peace is worth more than Ben's comfort. IT Specialist 78 said, "The move, the career jump, the new condo, you won the breakup on every front. The fact that you replaced a fake friend group with a small, genuine one is the biggest win of all. That entire toxic ecosystem is now just a speck in your rearview mirror. You are an inspiration." The complete geographical and social cleanse was the key to this success story. He didn't just walk away, he ran, and he built something better on the ashes of his old life. Social Worker 44 said, "The profound insight that the friends who knowingly stand by while you are being hurt are not your friends is the core lesson here. They valued their convenience over your integrity. Your final decision to walk away from that entire system was the healthiest choice you could have possibly made. You chose honesty over familiarity. The OP's growth and clarity are a powerful message about prioritizing self-respect over maintaining toxic relationships out of mere habit or history. Apartment therapist said, "Congratulations on your new life and your new, genuine friendships. The emotional trauma is real, but you processed it into powerful, positive action. The silence of the old friends became the foundation for the peace of your new, honest life." That's a true emotional victory. His journey is a powerful testament to the fact that isolation after betrayal can be a crucial period of necessary, transformative growth and self-discovery. Wow. The sheer devastation of that kind of betrayal, it's not just the end of a relationship, but the complete collapse of the OP's entire perceived reality. The silence of an entire friend group is a trauma that takes years to overcome. But the OP's final decision to walk away from that entire toxic social ecosystem was a powerful act of self-love and self-preservation. He chose a future of honest solitude over dishonest companionship. This story is a crucial lesson. The friends who knowingly stand by while you are being hurt are not your friends. The OP lost a toxic girlfriend and a fake support system, and he gained a clear, honest path forward. Thank you all for sticking with me through this entire, lengthy script. If you want more stories of emotional honesty and powerful self-restoration, please like the video, share it, and definitely subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Until then, check your friendships.